All right, today we're talking about something truly revolutionary happening in the heart of Oman. It's this incredible project that's poised to completely change one of the world's oldest and, let's be honest, dirtiest industries. This is a story about turning desert sun and wind into industrial gold. So it all kind of kicks off with this wild question. Can you actually make steel using sunlight? I know, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? But this is the core idea behind this entire transformation. And amazingly, the answer is a big yes. So, how does this all work? Well, the secret sauce is something called green hydrogen. And the idea is actually pretty simple. You take a ton of renewable energy, which Oman has plenty of with all its sun and wind, and you use it to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. That hydrogen then becomes your clean fuel. For making steel, it basically works like a magic cleaner, scrubbing the oxygen off the iron ore. What you're left with is pure iron, and the only thing that comes out the other end is water vapor. That's it. Okay, so how do you even begin to pull something like this off at an industrial scale? Well, it all boils down to this really smart deal, a crucial agreement between two major players. So on one side, you have Amnah Energy. Think of them as the fuel makers. They're putting up a massive 4.5 gigawatts of wind and solar power. And on the other side, you have Meranti Green Steel, the product makers. They're building a huge plant literally right next door in Oman's Duqm Special Economic Zone. So Amnah makes the clean hydrogen, and Meranti uses it to create a low-carbon product called hot briquetted iron, basically a super pure, easy-to-ship form of iron. It's a perfect setup, a really symbiotic relationship. But this partnership is just the beginning. It's actually a launchpad for something way bigger for the entire country. This isn't just about one factory. We're talking about a major economic power-up for Oman. And when I say major, I mean it. We are talking about a massive injection of capital. All told, these interconnected projects are expected to trigger over $5.2 billion in total investment. That is a huge, huge commitment that's basically anchoring a whole new industry for the country. And that money, it creates all these incredible ripple effects. For a country that's long been built on oil and gas, this is a game changer for diversifying their economy. It's set to create thousands of good, future-proof jobs in the green sector. And of course, it drives huge upgrades to infrastructure. We're talking ports, power grids, the works. On top of all that, Meranti is even partnering with local Omani universities to build up skills, making sure that value stays right there in the country as they ship this premium green product all over the world. And here's the thing. This isn't just some happy accident. This project is a cornerstone of something called Oman Vision 2040. That's the country's official national strategy. It's a deliberate, long-term plan to build a sustainable and diversified economy, one that's ready for a future that's going to look very different. Now let's zoom out even further to the global stage, because the implications here are massive. You have to understand, the iron and steel industry is one of the planet's biggest polluters. It's responsible for a huge chunk of global CO2 emissions. And this project, it offers a real, tangible solution. I mean, the difference is just night and day. Traditional steelmaking is all about burning coal or natural gas, which pumps out up to 3 tons of CO2 for every single ton of steel. But Meranti's process completely flips the script. It just swaps out those fossil fuels for green hydrogen. The byproduct becomes simple water, and the emissions just plummet to less than 0.2 tons. And the visual here tells the whole story, doesn't it? The massive bar on the left, that's your typical dirty blast furnace. And that tiny little sliver on the right, that's the green hydrogen process. It's not just a small improvement, it's a completely different league. And it all comes down to this one incredible number. This technology can slash carbon dioxide emissions from one of the world's most carbon-intensive industries by over 95%. Just let that sink in for a second. A 95% reduction. That is absolutely game-changing. But what's really brilliant about this whole thing is that it's about more than just reducing emissions in one plant. It's about building an entire ecosystem, a complete supply chain for a new green economy, right there in the Omani desert. Let's just walk through it. It starts with Oman's natural resources, all that sun and wind. That clean power is used to make green hydrogen. That hydrogen is then piped directly to the industrial plant to make the green iron product. And finally, that product is shipped out to the rest of the world through Duqm's deep water port. Oman is capturing value at every single step of the chain. And by doing it this way, they solve that classic chicken and egg problem of the energy transition. You can't build a hydrogen economy without customers, and customers won't commit without a reliable supply. Well, by developing both sides of the equation at the same time, right next to each other, this project de-risks the entire venture. It creates a powerful blueprint for others to follow. And hey, don't just take my word for it. A director at Copenhagen Infrastructure Partners, one of the key partners here, put it perfectly. This project shows, and I'm quoting, how Oman can become a cornerstone of sustainable industry for decades to come. He's not wrong. So let's pull all of this together and look at the big picture, because this single agreement in Oman is a model with truly global significance. When you put it all together, you see the project's incredible ripple effect. For Oman, it means economic diversification away from fossil fuels. For the planet, it's a huge step in industrial decarbonization. For the region, it establishes brand new green supply chains. And for the world, it provides a powerful, proven model for how to actually do the energy transition. And that leaves us with a final thought. Oman is taking one of its most abundant natural resources, sunshine, and turning it into one of the world's most essential materials, cleanly. It really makes you wonder, what will other nations build with their own unique natural advantages? The blueprint is now on the table.